I feel like it's so cool to say that we are watching the Geeks and Grace podcast.
Yeah.
Either way, my name is Cody Armour. I'm here with Joe Morgan. Watching the Geeks and Grace
Gadzooks,
podcast.
and let me mute our stream. We went live and it grabbed the audio. It does that every time I go live.
Oh, no.
What happened?
We're good. The browser, I have the browser up.
Oh, so
and the audio starts feeding back. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Joe in a coat.
It's not just
That's
Joe,
Joe.
it's all of them, except for me.
Shelly
I
Walter.
don't have one.
We're here with Shelly Walter and Patrick
Oh, sorry.
Ryan. I almost forgot your last name. I feel awful.
How dare you?
Never trust a man with two first names.
Actually, I've got 3 if you count my middle name. So,
What's your middle name?
Alan.
Out.
So my initials are PAR. Like,
Par.
On par. What's your social
Joe.
security number?
What's your credit card number?
What is your middle name, Joe?
Middle name is Joseph.
Joe Joseph?
Joe Joseph.
No, his first is David.
Oh, right.
I knew that.
Shelly knew.
I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It
Okay,
is
so
weird.
people are asking about the suit. So when we started the Skype call, Cody was wearing his suit coat, and then Joe disappeared. He said he was going to get coffee, which I guess he actually did. But then he came back with a suit coat, and I happen to have one in this closet back here behind me. And Shelly felt left out, so she's wearing her giraffe thing.
Yeah, I just commented the
That's what's
call,
happening here.
and they're all wearing these suits. I'm just like, okay, well, I don't have one. Let me get my better suit than those.
So, Shelly, what's your middle name? I gotta find these all out now.
Fine, Diane.
Diane? Aw.
What's your middle name, Cody?
Yeah, what's her
My
name?
middle name is Elwood, which is super weird.
Elwood. That
Oh,
sounds-
that's like the Blues
heroic.
Brothers, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that a name of a Fire Emblem character?
My dad's name is
Richards.
Elwood, and my little brother's middle name is also Elwood, but his is spelled wrong.
That's weird.
He has one
That
L,
is-
and we have two.
They
Anyways.
used a UU instead of a double O.
Elwood.
Elwood.
If Elwood is a Fire Emblem character, he would be the only Fire Emblem character not in Smash Brothers. So I don't know who he is.
No, I should have said my middle name was Danger.
Elwood is
yes.
freaking
Danger
awesome.
is
Thank
my
you.
name.
I like it.
Oh, well.
So, how's everything going for folks?
Yeah. How are you guys?
It's been a long day for me. My sleep schedule is totally hosed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got up at 4:30 this morning, my time, Central Time,
Mhm.
and I think Shelly was on air before me. I can't remember.
I went at 10 this morning, my time. So that was like 1 o'clock Eastern.
But you were on when I came on for my afternoon. I don't know. You were on at some point when I woke up.
Oh, yeah. No,
uh,
that was my mom. My mom took my username and was watching you.
Oh.
For a second
No,
there, I thought you
okay.
mom was streaming, and I was like,
No, I'm not even kidding though, because she texted me and she's like, "Oh yeah, the guy now has a boom mic. Isn't that cool?" I'm just like, "Yeah, mom." But before that, she was watching my stream and she had my username and she's like, "Oh, sorry, Shelly. Like I just took your username." I'm like, "That's fine."
That's awesome.
So that wasn't me.
It's all good. It's all good. So I woke up at like 4:30 my time. I was on air from 5 to 8 this morning my time, which would have been 6 to 9 Eastern. And then I laid down. I went and got breakfast after the cast, and then laid down from 9:30 to 1:30 this afternoon. And got up and ran 3 miles, and then did the evening cast where we were doing all the the 5 at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave away 5 copies to
I love that we
donors.
set it up that way.
Yeah, it was that was a lot of fun. That was a legit a lot of fun. I think all the viewers had a lot of fun too. So,
Awesome.
and then
Guys, while we're talking about this, go ahead and bring your questions in and we'll start getting to them.
yes.
Yeah.
But go on, Joe. Not to distract you, but
I'll just say so I finished up the 5 stream and then got some pulled pork and
pulled pork.
been back for this.
Nice.
Awesome.
how about you, Patrick?
Well,
What's your last
so
24 hours been like?
you guys know that I started playing Chrono Trigger at noon
Yeah.
my time,
Yep.
and I did not sleep very well at all last night. So about 4 hours in, I felt like I was kind of ahead of schedule. So I went ahead and took like an hour and a half nap, which I guess could be considered cheating, but I say as long as I still beat the game before the the pledge drive is over, I'm counting it as I beat
Okay.
it. So, but yeah, so I haven't had too many people in there, which is fine. You know, I want people in the Geeks Under Grace uh, chat room and stuff.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that maybe a few people would multi-Twitch it, but I also understand that if your ISP is not very fast, that's difficult to do. In fact, some people have trouble just streaming one
Yeah,
in
we had
general.
one in there that was watching Lucius earlier he was having a difficult time even. He said, "Can you lower the quality on your stream? I can't watch anything above 360p."
All
You
right.
should probably talk to Net Zero about upgrading.
Yeah,
from
no
dial-up.
kidding.
No, in all seriousness, anybody that's able to pop in and hang out, we appreciate it. Even if you're just there to chat.
I have not been eventful in the last 24 hours. We did the podcast, and about 2 hours after that, I had to go to bed. So I go to work in the morning. I work at 7 a.m. So I've been at work freaking out. For those of you who don't know, I organized a lot of this.
Yeah.
And so I put a lot of, like, responsibility on myself that apparently I haven't needed to because everyone did amazing. But I was so nervous at work today. I was like, please let it go out right, because if anything went wrong, I could not help. I had my phone, and I was getting, like, yelled at just for checking the, like, numbers.
Yeah.
So glad that everything has gone off without a hitch. I'm very happy. What are we at now? It's been crazy.
Here, I've got the page up. I'm going to refresh it. 1,862.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that puts us only
so good.
1,000. Wow, math doesn't.
Really?
I can't do math.
1,000.
Yeah, no, it's 1,000 behind. We need 1,000 more
We
guys.
need 1,000 more. $138 until we get a purple and yellow beard out of Patrick over there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We already got the hair on lockdown.
I do love this question because it kind of goes with the
Oh, I
donations
didn't-
and stuff. What would a con presence from G.U.G look like? There's a couple different ones. There is press passes. We're working on press passes just so we can get some one-on-ones with developers and stuff as they get their games out. That's kind of a side thing. The important thing that we've been pushing definitely with these donations and talking to people about is having a booth. If we can get a booth, not necessarily, we've talked about maybe selling some stuff there, but the main idea is to just be there, hand some stuff out, and tell people what we're all about and say, hey, you are allowed to be a Christian, because there are so many geeks out there who don't think that they can be because the church has pushed them away so much. And so we just want to we just literally want to be a presence. It's kind of hard to explain. We want to be right there in the middle of a con and say, Christians are here too. We're not out on the streets with pickets and stuff. We're just as messed up as you are, and you deserve Christ just as much as we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess we're just not going to talk about my day. We just skip over that.
Oh, how's Shelly Day? You talked about yours.
No, but that wasn't
know.
when we were streaming.
She talked about it
You're really
before we
tired.
started.
Oh, yeah. I've been busy like all day. So I woke up, I started streaming, then I stopped streaming, then I was working on the soundtrack for one of my dorm's project performances things, and it has to be between 8 and 10 minutes. And when we were done finishing it, it was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So we had to figure out, okay, how are we supposed to take out 30 seconds? Because that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're splicing all these tracks together, it's actually a lot.
Yeah.
So what we had to do is there was an Adele song that we put in, and I essentially just took out the middle of it, hoping that it would sound okay, and it actually sounded great. So we ended up finishing it at almost exactly 10 minutes. I was impressed with myself. I mean,
Nice.
but yeah. After that, I was freaking out over MMOs that are coming out. So my friend was telling me about this game called Chronicles of Illyria, and I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but what's really cool about it, not only are the graphics and visuals just amazing, if you look at the website, the screenshots look gorgeous. There's also something really cool about your characters, because what happens is they grow up, they grow old, and then they die. But you take the same soul from that character, and you just put it in another body, and you pretty much just continue the system through generations. It sounds really, really cool. So that's Chronicles of Illyria. I've also heard about Black Desert, which apparently has the most insane character creation system ever. Like, think Fallout 4, but much better. Much better than Fallout 4.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing. You can download the character creation just in itself for free. And that's what I've been trying to download.
When is Black Desert supposed to come out? I've been seeing some PR emails come through about it.
I don't actually know when it's supposed to come out, but hopefully, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be relatively soon.
I think it's in early access or beta or something now.
Yeah.
Probably beta.
So, yeah. So I'm just getting really excited about that. Just look up any of those characters, character creation screenshots on like Google or something. It's insane how it goes. So
Very cool.
I just thought I wanted to get the word out there. If anyone wanted to get the character creation thing, you could download it for free.
Sweet.
I'm terrible at character creation. I didn't realize that until Fallout 4.
Yeah.
My dude is a super chubby, like, flat face. It doesn't look anything like me. Chubby, I get it. But, like, his face is all smashed and stuff. And when I looked at it, I was like, I thought this was really good. And then I started playing the game and was like, this looks nothing like me.
Yeah, I
just
don't
Hawk.
rate myself.
Oh, you don't
Tony
make...
Hawk.
Okay, that works too. I need Tony Hawk. I think it was
Yeah.
Underground 2. I can't remember. But you could, like, download a picture onto the PS2, and it would actually, like, smash your face.
Yeah.
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 You had to take a picture of yourself and then send it in your memory card to Activision.
Yeah.
I knew it
Yeah.
was something really complicated.
It was
like
weird.
that.
I never
had some that were like that you were able to use your webcam, your PlayStation camera or PlayStation Eye or whatever. And I think it was Tony Hawk where it took a photo straight faced and then just wrapped it around the skull of the
Yeah.
dude in the
Probably
game.
looks super creepy.
Cool.
I feel like now we can do it a lot better.
Oh
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Have you ever seen like you go into the files for The Sims and you see just the skin it's just a JPEG but everything's flat.
Yeah.
And so the face is like
Oh, yeah.
warped to be like this. It's some of the creepiest looking stuff.
I tried modding Morrowind and some stuff back in the day, and it's like that too, where it's like every single texture on this entire weapon is on this one JPEG that's flat, and they're mapping all this in. So it's like I don't know what to do to mod my own weapons because it's all one flat file.
Right.
They did it in Madden. That's cool.
Oh.
Okay, I was thinking I know they did it in one of the NBA games.
Yeah, NBA 2K something. And I remember it was so bad that I think it was Jimmy Kimmel did a thing where he just took different people and tested it, and it was hilariously awful how buggy the program was.
I believe
Yeah.
that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to jump onto some questions here?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Show enough.
All right,
I
we
am
got
looking
one.
at Twitter right now, or trying to, and pulling
Okay.
it up.
We got one from Musical Muse. He says, "What has your favorite game of the drive been so far that you've seen?"
That I've seen? Cat Mario.
I really am sad that I missed Cat Mario. I wish I could have seen it.
I saw Cat Mario. I think I had more fun watching speedrunners.
Okay.
I had
think
fun
Speedrunners was a lot of fun.
playing speedrunners. Shoot. I'm trying to think. What about you, Patrick? You think
Unfortunately, when I get to pop in, like I would be at work, and so I wasn't really getting to watch. Or even when I was at home and I'd pop in, I was having to do stuff. Actually, Cat Mario was the one I got to pay the most attention to, so I suppose Cat Mario would be it.
That's been one.
I figured he knew what it was, and so I was totally joking. But
Yeah.
I was spamming and got kind of Darman on him with all my capital letters
Yeah.
because I was trying to get him
He
to
was
see it because
fooled.
he wasn't looking at it. Figured he knew what it was, and the fact that he said that he was super stressed about XCOM 2, which we are still playing apparently. If anyone wants to change that,
Oh, that's my fault.
no problem. I just saw it up there.
Oh,
But he was all stressed out about XCOM 2, and I was like, if you want to calm down, you should play some Cat Mario. That's not stressful at all.
What is
No.
is it game
No.
talk show or game show? I can't remember what we set it to last night.
Yeah. It's already been changed, apparently.
Oh, so I was
Refresh the
just kind of
page.
late on it. I'm not
Playing the G.U.G podcast.
cool.
That's
There you
cool.
go.
I didn't know we were in the database.
We are now.
Ha.
Cool.
Interesting.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
That's the best.
When y'all were talking about Cat Mario, I thought y'all were just talking about the suit from Super Mario 3D World. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, this
no.
game pops up, and
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
right, 'cause
"What
he's got a
in
cat.
the
Yeah.
world
Cat
happened
Mario,
here?"
no.
I had never seen it before.
I played it
I've seen it
once,
before.
and everyone's like, haha, Jacob beat you. And I was like, yeah, because I didn't have to play. I played for like 30 minutes and was super annoyed. And it was like, this is dumb. I'm not playing this anymore.
I thought the music was pretty. I thought it was. I hadn't heard of it either, and I thought the music was. Hey, that's kind of chill. And then I thought that looks a little janky. This is going to be ugly. Like, I knew that the gameplay was going to be real bad once he started. I was like, oh. I've seen games like that before that are actually very well done games that are orders of magnitude more difficult. It's some of that stuff gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was all memory. Once you figure out what's going wrong, and then you can get past it.
Yeah.
I love that it's beatable, though. It's not like
Yeah,
impossible.
Impossible.
It's just super
yeah.
annoying.
like, other games like that are like Wings of V. Of course, that one's just super hard. It's kind of a 2D platformer, I think, that's on Steam. I watched some big wigs play.
Okay.
And then Boshi.
Bo-
It's Boshi time or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. I hate watching that one be played. The guy that I was wearing the shirt of the other day is Ezekiel. He streams Boshi all the time, and I hate watching him play it. Because he'll play
LJ
one...
says Shovel Knight was tough, but it was no Cat Mario. I thought Shovel Knight was pretty easy, but I haven't beat it yet. I got to the last world and couldn't get through it.
It took me about 4 hours start to finish to beat Shovel Knight. But I haven't tried the Plague Knight DLC that LJ was playing today.
I haven't done that. I just played the original.
Someone
I
said,
loved it.
"Is that free?"
What?
Plague
Shovel
Knight
Knight?
DLC?
The Plague Knight DLC.
I don't know.
Because I was thinking that LJ said that, and I was like, "Really?" Because that means I should have it. Because I have it for Wii U.
I've got it for Steam.
This will be fun. How many Steam games do you own in your library?
Oh, here I can find it.
Somebody knows. Who asked that question?
Yeah.
LJ.
I'm gonna check because I don't actually know off the top of my head.
This is just Steam games, right? Not other stuff on our PC or
Right,
any of
Steam
our other
games.
platforms?
This is going to be embarrassing.
I'm going to let other people answer first.
Okay, my library. See, and my brother shared his library with me, so I don't know if it combined those two libraries, but it says I have 163.
I have
I-
6.
6.
And
And
I gave you two of them
Two of
last
them,
week?
yeah.
Wow. I have 45.
Okay.
That's respectable.
2 of them are Walking Dead and 2 of them are Portal. So I don't know what the other 2 are.
Okay.
I'm still stalling. I have 469 games. in
Oh
Steam
my
library.
goodness.
That's
I mean,
just in my
that's
Steam
nice.
library. That's not including all my PSN, Xbox One. I have 100 PS2 games in the closet.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So, yeah. Now, I've probably gotten 25 or 30 of those as review copies over the years. But I've purchased the rest on Steam sales and stuff. So,
Well, ever since I joined the Humble monthly bundle, where you just pay them $12 a month and you get a random set of. Ever since I did that, my library has been growing
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
So real quick, I'm doing a little bit of maths. We're at $1,862 still.
Mhm.
We have 21 viewers. We'll take it down to 20. If we do $2 a person here, we could hit our next $100 mark. We would be at 1,900.
900, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone watching, if you donate $2 right now, for one, you'll probably win a game because I guess we're really backed up on codes.
Yeah.
We ran out of. We're trying not to repeat people who were emailing.
we do
Yeah.
repeat, though, if we need to.
Yeah, we have been repeating because we've had to, because we've been doing it either every hour no matter what.
Yeah.
But we're trying not to. So if you donate and there's no one else who's gone, you're gonna win a game code.
There you go.
Oh, I also have an extra game code I need to give away because my mom won a game code.
Fair enough.
I'm like, hey mom, do you want to like send me that game code and I could give it out? And she's like, okay.
All I can donate is my presence. That's totally fine.
Yeah,
Totally
no, that's
understandable.
cool.
We're happy to have you here, Fishbowl.
Yeah, and Pete, dude, we appreciate every single penny.
124. Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
I think
Oh,
he was
wow.
saying he was doing $10 a month for he and for Failwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Sweet.
Yeah, I don't. It sounds greedy at this point to even ask for money. We appreciate what everyone's donated so much. Our goal, I've pushed the goal up every $500 we've
Right.
gotten to, but the $1,000 was where we expected to go, and then we got that in the first 3 hours, something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So
Greedy. Have you listened to a K-Love pledge
Right.
drive? I mean, come on.
I stopped listening to Caleb when they do their pledge drives. So the fact that we have people here is a good thing.
Yeah.
right. Well, I feel like there's one thing is it's not Geeks and Grace. You're not like watching Geeks and Grace and get nothing but pledge drive. Also, we're playing video games.
Heck yeah.
I've been telling everyone about it, and no one has thought pledge drive. They've been like, "Whoa, 72 hours? That's really cool."
Yeah. Fishbowl says it's hard to find a Christian Twitch channel. You found one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Us.
We are literally live on this channel every night. We have somebody that's going to take every night. Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern is the target. I can't usually do that on Sundays, so we have to play around with Sundays. But I think that's every other day of the week. We're live at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And we have a Facebook community. I don't know, Fishbowl, if you've just dropped in or if you're familiar with our community. So if you're not familiar with the community, we have a Facebook group that's, 3,300 people now?
Something like that. I'm going to link. It's
we got a lot.
3462.
Yeah, there you
Live
go.
a
That's how many
Mad
members we
Doug
have. And
life.
I'm going to drop the...
Hashtag
Oh, someone
Doug
did
life.
already. Okay.
Someone said that Drew had a message for us, and I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
Where did he have a message at?
Apparently it's in the Twitch chat. I was just
Yeah,
looking at
you're-
it.
I just looked for 9mm and couldn't find it.
The Twitch Facebook chat.
Oh,
Yeah, so were you looking in Slack?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he. This is weird. This is awkward. Everyone's getting some behind the scenes here.
Hey, people like that kind of stuff.
Facebook drives everything for us. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
We could make it.
I know a lot of people like. I have an addictive personality, and so like being on Facebook all the time, I was at that point. I was like, I've got to be on Facebook. What are you doing? Oh, I'm standing in line at Subway, but I got to be on Facebook. And I thought, well, I can finally break free of that. And then I joined G.U.G.
And everything is on Facebook.
And
They have a
98 of
Facebook
every
business thing. And it's like a Facebook. It's just called Facebook Business, and then you get everyone's emails, though. It seemed like a whole mess,
Goodness,
just like Slack
yeah.
was. Slack is
Huh.
awesome, and anyone wondering about it. Super unorganized, though.
Actually, if any
I
of
think
y'all,
Slack is more organized.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just
if
don't
any
think
of
we
y'all are
utilize
on,
it.
if y'all are on the Geeks Under Grace Discord, which we use for multiplayer game nights, it's pretty obvious that the Discord developers just looked at Slack and went, "Hey, let's do that, but add voice," because it looks identical to it.
Yeah.
So it's
Do we have any other?
yeah. I don't see any more questions. You guys need to ask more questions.
Hold on, let
More
me go back.
questions.
I'll roll
Yeah,
up.
I'm
We
trying to
ended up
scroll
having 3 or 4. What are you all currently drinking?
Oh, I have some Dr. Pepper here in this very dotted plastic cup.
I got
think you
finished
call
with
it
my
a
Red
tumbler.
Bull, so now I'm drinking water. And then I have some Big K lemon lime soda.
Big K, yes.
Big
when
K.
When I was streaming earlier, I had a kickstart. I just finished a cup of coffee at the top of the hour. I had, for the first time in months, cherry Coke with my pulled pork.
Nice.
Still got some in there. And,
All right.
and water and Diet Dr. Pepper. That's what I've been living off of for the last few days.
I
Is
just
this-
have water, but this one. It's empty now. But I usually
That's
just
the
fill it up and
healthy
drink it.
option there.
Hydrate
Peter
or die.
Silvers, has anyone figured out how I can pledge $20 a month yet? Like,
Oh, there is a way to do that, isn't there?
are you
It's
asking?
got to be through PayPal, I think, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you could definitely do it through PayPal. And if you can't figure out how to do it through PayPal, email me at codyarmor@geeksundergrace.com, and I'm going to make it happen.
Include your PayPal login information so that he can. Just kidding. Don't
Now,
do that.
I'll talk to Drew, and we'll get that set up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Top moment of the pledge drive?
We went over
mine
this
and
the other
Joe's-
day.
Well,
So I'll let Joe explain ours.
Okay, yeah, we've gone over this a couple times, but Thursday night, in the middle of streaming Rise of the Tomb Raider, we had someone who hopped in and basically said, like, came in to watch the game, I think, and realized real quickly that there were like 20 people in chat that were all Christian. And I was like, wait, this is a Christian group? I said, yeah. Like the praying type Christian group? It's like, yeah. And he said, I've been struggling with a lot of depression and stuff in my life, and I could really use prayer. And so we stopped in the middle, like paused the game, stopped everything, and prayed for this person. Got him set up in the community group to try to surround them, and that was just super cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
mm-hmm.
So that was my moment of the drive.
I'm sure if I would have been there, that would have been my moment. But since I wasn't, my moment of the drive is just before coming here. When I was playing Chrono Trigger, I got to the first boss that I started to struggle with, and I wasn't sure I was going to make it, but I pulled through.
Nice.
Beat him. Suck a fool.
Through the power of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Yeah. I also wasn't there for the prayer thing. When I really wish I was, but I really enjoyed just the first, hour or two before, like, of the pledge drive when we were playing speedrunners. It was me and Jacob and a couple other people. And it was just a lot of fun because I finally beat Jacob, and that was when we were just getting all that money rolling in, and it was just, it was
We
a lot.
had like 120 viewers when y'all were playing that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man. No, that was a whole lot of fun. It's just, you get the hype of getting the whole thing started. You're playing speedrunners, so you just gotta get all that adrenaline. Finally beating Jacob, that's like my goal in life. And then we're getting all this money, then, podcasts and more speedrunners, and that was my favorite. But
We are 1,876 now. I think that is $10 more, $15.
Yeah.
We were at
Yeah.
62 when we started this. So,
awesome.
yeah. So 14. But yeah.
Hoovian Mission said March 4th through the 6th, Geeks Under Grace will have a table in Fan Alley at CoastCon in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Very cool. And the same weekend, we will be at the Red Conference, which is much smaller, but I can't think of his name now. The pastor for Hillsong United is going to be speaking there. I'm very excited.
Oh my.
So it's a Christian convention,
That's
but
cool.
we will be going to geek conventions. That's more our focus. This is just something that kind of fell into my lap.
Yeah.
CoastCon, not okay.
Yeah, that thing in Biloxi, Biloxi's not terribly far from Pensacola. If I can get out there, I might stop by and visit. Tonight was the first time hearing about it, so
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet. I like meeting G.U.Gers.
Yeah, you're the only
Fun.
G.U.G-er that I've met in real life at this point.
Yeah, I'm hoping to add to it.
I've met 3, including Drew.
Drew.
So I top all of you guys.
Because you've met the founder. Who are the other two? Well, I obviously Caleb.
Yeah, then
And
Anna.
Barra.
Okay, yeah, I forgot she flew out there.
So that was fun.
Very cool.
Have you met anybody, Cody?
Not yet. I plan to meet a bunch of people in September.
Yes.
Keep trying to. I try to explain this group to people, and I'm like, yeah, I've been doing ministry with people I haven't met for 2 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Something totally waxed LJ's, like, his entire comment chain out of the.
Yeah.
Huh.
Somebody's messing with him, and Stacy.
Yeah, someone accidentally got Stacy out for some reason. I
Weird.
don't know how you
Let's
bring her
see.
back though.
I'm trying to scroll down and see if I see any other questions.
Yeah, I haven't seen like any questions. That's all of our goals in life, Shelly. Yes, Barra, you understand. I said something that they didn't like. Oh,
Uh-oh.
so mean.
Something that who didn't like?
I don't know. Maybe it was Nightbot.
Oh, Capsule Force. Yeah. Watching. That's another one that looked a lot like Bashi. Obi was playing Capsule Force when I woke up this morning. That's what it was.
Capsule Force. What is that?
Yeah, it's one of these crazy, difficult-looking games. Like,
Have you ever played?
This is a platformer with a bullet hell shooter.
Oh, weird.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
You ever played Super Time Force Ultra?
Super Time Force.
I've got it
I
downloaded,
have it,
but I
I
haven't
think.
played it.
It is
I've never even heard of it.
amazing. Old school 8-bit feel, but it's super difficult, but you get to go back in time.
Yeah, and your
yeah,
previous
Rewinder.
play is still playing with you
Yeah, so
and
it helps you out.
affecting what happens. So kind of like if Super Meat Boy,
Mm-hmm.
if your last life actually affected what was happening in the
Right.
level instead of just playing.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I bought it for Xbox One, and then I think a few months ago it was a PS Plus game, so I have it for both.
Yeah.
Favorite indie
That's-
game? That's probably mine.
Favorite indie game?
Ooh, favorite indie game.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna have to say Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight's a really good one. Rogue
Yeah.
Legacy is pretty good.
Shovel Knight was amazing.
Yeah, I haven't played Rogue Legacy.
Oh, man.
Wolfie asked a question and it didn't get answered. What was the question?
What was the question Wolfie
Oh.
asked?
No, it's how long can you guys go without sleep while playing games?
Oh,
About 18 to 23 hours. I say that because I do a 24-hour live stream every year to raise money for Extra Life.
24.
Yeah. I usually wait until about 3 a.m. when there's one other viewer in there and they're ready to go to bed, and then I go to bed. So 20 to 22. I actually fell asleep on air 2 years ago.
oh wow.
And it was one of those flash like, whoa, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I was playing
That
that
happened to
Legend of
me.
Korra game. So when would that have come out?
I forgot there was a Legend of Korra game.
Yeah,
I forgot. I didn't even know there was.
Was
one.
it good?
It's okay.
I have not heard great things about it.
It
No,
got
I
to
never
a point
played
where I
it.
couldn't get any further. And that's weird for me to say.
Huh.
Because it was like I was steamrolling everything, doing pretty good, and then it was like a brick wall. Koosh. Nope, no more progress.
I wanted to play it just because I wanted more Legend of Korra. And I forgot all about it.
Yep.
We have two questions related to how old we were when. So, how old were you when you first started playing games, and how old were you when you accepted Christ? I thought maybe we could, since they're both. So, like, okay, so I was
Age
5
related.
when I first started playing video games. I got one of my cousins had an NES, and his dad got sick of him playing it, so I wound up with it for my birthday or something like that. And then I was, I grew up in a Christian family, so I think I remember saying the sinner's prayer, whatever that is, when I was like 5, but I was 5. I don't think it really meant anything to me until I was 11. I remember being at a church, and I don't remember what the sermon was about, but I went up front for the altar call, and something clicked. So when I was 11, I'd say. Next.
I was 2 when I started playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Literally never stopped after I got a Nintendo. That was all the way up through. I never was good at video games, but I've always played them. And then I grew up my mom always brought me to church as a kid. And I took I learned a lot about it, but I didn't really believe in it. I knew a ton of stuff. I was really into Revelations for a while as a kid, like middle school. And then I went to high school and became agnostic because that allowed me to do whatever I wanted. And
Be a cool kid.
yeah, basically. But I met my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time. She was just a hot chick, and I wanted to hang out with her. And she was like, "I'm going to church. You want to go there?" And I was like, "Are you going to be there?" And she goes, "Yes." And I was like, "Then I want to be there."
Aww.
And that just I don't know what happened there. I watched a movie called To Save a Life. And I don't know the correlation between the two, but it was after watching that movie that I realized that my life sucked. And I just wasn't doing anything. I had a point something GPA my junior year of high school.
Oh wow.
Like
And I'm
0
not
point
that-
something?
Yes.
Dang.
And I'm not that stupid of a kid. I was just extremely lazy and didn't care in
Yeah.
any way.
Right.
Like I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. So yeah, like I'm trying to bring this to a boil as as much as possible, but something clicked. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give this Christian thing a try, is what it was. And about a week into that, it was like, this is real. I asked God, I was like, hey, if you're real, you need to show me. I need something concrete. And just felt that peace that people always talk about. And it's been amazing ever since.
Go for it, Shelly.
All right. Trying to think of when I first picked up that Game Boy. I want to say I was around 5 or something. But I don't remember a very exact age. But that was when I first started playing video games. Was then, and I just never stopped. Obviously. I grew up in a Christian family as well. Always went to church. Grew up in the church. I don't remember any sort of, sinner's prayer. I don't remember any sort of like single time where I was just like, okay, now's the time to like say a thing. It was just always, I don't know, it always was a part of me, and I never really felt like I needed to like, maybe not declare it, but just sort of like, I don't know. It's God has always been my life, and I've never felt like He's not there. I don't know. That's a weird way to explain it, but yeah, I guess it wasn't really a decisive thing. It was just it's always been there. So, yeah.
And I guess I started playing video games when I was 5. We went over to my cousin's. He had an NES. I was like, what is that? That's cool. Like, you're controlling the TV. Controlling the TV.
Yeah.
And, so ended up getting an NES for Christmas when I was 5, maybe going on 6, and got Double Dragon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, together.
Nice.
And that got me through like 4 or 5 years before I bought another game. And
Wow.
yeah, well,
And those are two very similar-ish games.
yeah,
But they're brawler, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Brawlers are all I had growing up. Yeah, I mean, it was like my uncle gave me a copy of Kung Fu and Contra. I got into Contra. We rented that, and Mega Man growing up. Rented those from time to time. So that was about it. As for faith, I think I was 12, and my dad, who didn't get up in front of the church very often because he worked such a crazy schedule, but he led a class on Sunday night in this little country church that we grew up in. It had about 60 members, and I really super paid attention, and something clicked, and I started asking a bunch of questions, and it took about 2 weeks before I was baptized. So
That's cool. Other questions? Did you ever sing in church choir?
I did.
Yes.
I loved to sing as a kid.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
I did not like church choir. I was in it in elementary school, and then I got out for sports. I
So-
said, screw this church crap. Not church crap, choir crap. And then I played basketball instead.
Let's tell you about the sinner's prayer, Shelley.
No!
You heard it here, folks. Straight from the
No.
giraffe's mouth.
Don't. No. No.
What about you, Patrick?
I guess the first church I went to had a choir, but I didn't sing in it. Later, when I was going to churches that had worship teams, I played drums for them. So.
That's right. I forgot you teach
Yep.
drums. So yeah, no church I've ever attended has had a choir, but
yeah.
we also don't have musical instruments. Everybody sings a cappella.
So do you go to a Church of Christ? Is that?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like when I was in college, we had chapel. I went to a Christian school. We had chapel every day, and so 5,000 voices singing a cappella, praise and worship. To me, there's not a lot in the world cooler than hearing 5,000 voices in unison.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I've visited a Church of Christ, and it's something else. I like in a good way. I like it.
Yeah.
It's-
I have no issue with, absolutely no issue with music. I love several of the churches that I visited had bands and stuff, and I love them. But to me, like I've been around acapella my entire life, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right. Other questions? Let's look.
First game you ever beat? Mine was Mario 1.
All these people asking the first things that we ever did.
Mine was
I
Teenage
don't
Mutant
remember.
Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, and I played that game for probably
That's awesome.
2 years before I beat it.
Yeah, that's a hard game.
It is.
I think my first one was Super Mario Bros. 3, but it was on Nintendo 64's All-Star, or Nintendo...
the Mario
Nintendo
All-Stars.
All-Stars.
For
Oh
Super
yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah.
So you could save
Nintendo
it
collection.
and get the P powers, so I cheated.
Yeah.
And then the second game, the one that I really made me want to beat games was Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember the first game I ever beat. All I remember is that growing up, I never wanted to beat games because I was too scared to. I know, I was a wimpy kid because I got
Were you afraid
Leaf
to
Green,
finish
right?
books too?
No.
Did you graduate high school?
You shut up.
No, I
Let
mean
me
mine
say
was
my thing.
mine was a sincere question. I mean, why were you afraid to beat games?
I haven't finished Aragon
Because,
yet. but I'm scared to.
Well, I don't know. I was scared of failure. So when I was playing Pokemon Leaf Green, and first of all, looking back on my team, I definitely would have lost to Victory Road and all the, the head champion and stuff. But I was scared that I was going to lose, so I just didn't do it. And I didn't do it for Rupee, and I didn't do it for I was scared to go on in Wind Waker because I liked the island so much. And so I would just go around the island, and then I didn't know how to do Forsaken Fortress at all, so I just didn't. And then later on, I was just what's the purpose of even beating games? Because then it's done, and then you can't go back to it. And I was a weird kid. I don't remember when I actually started to realize there's actually a point to beating games. So I don't remember the first one I beat.
I will say, in your defense, the Pokemon games are kind of structured so that all of the gym leaders have one type, which is really stupid because then you just run in there and wreck them. And then you get to Victory Road and the game crushes you because you're just not ready for it.
No, I definitely wasn't ready. I mean, I was right. I definitely would have lost, and I would have been crushed, and I would have never played video games again. So maybe it would have been a good thing.
There you go. You saved yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to follow up.
Let's look.
Kill the woodchucks. Woodchucks?
Yeah, someone, Barra brought back Robert's, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh.
And so I told her
Yes.
no woodchucks.
He'd chuck all the wood that a woodchuck could. The question is, how much wood would a woodchuck Norris?
I don't know if there's an answer to this.
I'm pretty sure the answer is 42.
Probably.
There was the question. There it was. We never knew the question until now.
Okay.
Goodness.
Did you know Chuck Norris plays racquetball with a waffle iron and a bowling ball? Give that a mental image. Oh man.
Are there any questions on Twitter? Is there
No.
someone? No.
How old were
I'm
you
not a
when
Twitter
you
fan.
got baptized? That's another question I see.
Year
I was
later
a
after high
baby.
school.
Little
Year
baby.
after high school.
Yeah, because I'd been baptized as a kid, and I didn't think I needed to. And then, like I said, and I think it was yesterday, I've been really stupid about my faith. You think you know as much as you do, and the more you learn, the more you realize you didn't know.
Yeah.
At least that's how it's been for me. The more I learn, the more I realize I didn't know in the first place.
Well, now that you've said that, I was baptized as an infant, and I believe that was okay, and still haven't been baptized as an adult. So.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I feel because of the gap that I had.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, actually, I take that back. The cult. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. The cult I was in Memphis required that I be baptized to join it, and so I got baptized then, but I don't count that since those people were nuts.
I got baptized at a music festival in a lake.
That's
That's cool.
Music festival called Heaven Fest.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Ichthus, the music festival Ichthus?
Mhm.
Nope.
I went to that a few years ago. It takes place in Kentucky. It's this guy's farm. He's got like 140 acres of farmland, and he lets them use it to do ichthus every year. And it's basically, it started in the 70s as well. It's the Christian version of Woodstock. And
That's how Heaven Fest is like.
All of the big bands, like I saw Skillet on stage there one night, and Family Force 5 the next night, and it's like, it's big.
That's cool. Yeah.
Dang.
Heaven Fest, this whole thing that I was talking about, they did it all in a cornfield. It was super dusty, but there was a lake in the vicinity, so you could walk over to get baptized. Favorite YouTuber? I don't know his
Cody
name,
Armor,
but it's
Cody
youtube.com/Armor Cody. I heard he's amazing.
Well, he's
Really?
not my favorite.
No,
I'm just going to write that in the chat for you guys.
Mythical, a good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link, and
oh yeah.
I also really like Hot Pepper Game Reviews.
I love Hot Pepper Game Reviews. Yeah.
I'm still a Phil DeFranco fan. You'll notice that when you watch my channel. Phil DeFranco is
I watched him a lot for a while.
big inspiration for me, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
Go
Go
for
ahead,
it.
Shelley.
Okay. I was saying, I used to watch Markiplier like nonstop all day, every day. Then I haven't watched in, I feel like a year or so. I just stopped because I'm like, I'm wasting my time watching YouTubers. So
I watched a lot of Toby Games for a while. Tobuscus. Miss Tobuscus's
and John
football
Tron.
trailers.
John
I do
Tron's my
like.
favorite.
I do like JonTron.
John
I find
Tron's-
that I channel surf on YouTube. I'm looking for specific videos and whoever happens to do. But I do find myself on Rooster Teeth quite a bit. The guys who did Red versus Blue, and I guess still do it.
I'm so
And,
far behind on Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a really long time. But I also like Smooth McGroove.
I love Smooth McGroove.
Smooth McGroove's great.
Man, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also
love
really
Daniel,
like
too.
Metal Daniel. Metal Daniel 03, I think, is his channel.
Hey, you were talking about him yesterday.
Daniel
Metal
Tidwell's
Peppers-
his name.
Yeah,
Okay. Other question. Favorite article of clothing.
that's a weird question.
Favorite article of clothing? My purple shirt that you've probably seen in almost every promotion video I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plum purple, and I love it.
It's plum purple.
It
Oh,
plum
somebody
purple.
just heard some Final Fantasy VI rock. Sorry.
The giraffe onesie there.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know for myself. Like video
I-
game T-shirts that I've got.
Yeah, I'm never without a hat. Although when I dye my hair, I guess to make it worth it, I'm gonna stop wearing it for a little while so people can enjoy it.
If you don't,
You
we'll
have
tie your
hair
hat.
on your head?
In fact, sometimes when I stream and I've realized that I'm not wearing a hat, I'm like, oh crap, I need a hat. I don't know. It's not like I'm embarrassed or anything. It's just it's
Yeah.
my
Hold
thing,
on.
and I'm trying to be
I've
consistent.
got my
about
table of hats off to the side here. I guess this might actually be my favorite article of clothing. Give me just a minute.
it. Your sleeve? I'm just kidding. I really like that hat.
Yeah.
I miss it when you're not wearing it.
Yeah, I like this hat. This is
I can't
probably my
pull those
single
off.
favorite.
And it makes me really mad. I've always wanted them. I love
Yep.
those hats. I look really weird in them.
I never thought I'd be able to pull them off.
You probably saw spray and
Yeah,
everything.
it's just, actually,
Yeah,
your
nasty.
purple thing is green now. I'm just kidding.
Right.
All right.
LJ's been asking this for a little while. He said, "What is your favorite book of the Bible?"
Ooh.
Oh, Job. I love
Ooh.
how at the end of that, like, okay, so this guy, his world is crumbling around him, and throughout the whole thing, he never sins against God. And then in the very end, he's just once. He's like, "Why, God?" And suddenly God's like, "I'm sorry. Where were you when I was creating the earth?" And I just
Yeah.
I picture him like smack talking on a basketball court or something. And it's just I love that. It's everybody today, they like to pick their favorite aspect about God, and so God to them is love and nothing else, or God to them is grace and nothing else. And I like that God is so much bigger than any one of those things, and we'll never be able to wrap our mind around it. And so I really love how, and I think in that moment, even though he's putting Job in his place, he's doing it because he's just, because he loves Job, because he's gracious, and it's just I think that's the perfect picture of him. I know most people would be like, no, the perfect picture of God is when Jesus is dying on the cross, and yeah, you're probably right there, but this is what I like.
So I think for myself, we did a study, me and a few friends, through the book of James, and then picked up Romans, and we're going through Romans in our Wednesday night class at church right now as well, and both of those are probably the 1-2 punch for me. Like, I don't know. There's so much good content in both of those. I'm not saying there's not good content in the other
Right.
I think the
Corinthians,
one I always come back
yeah.
to is probably Proverbs. I can read Proverbs all day. I can't read it all day. I get bored after a while. It says the same thing over and over. But no, I love Proverbs. Anytime I read Proverbs, I learn something new.
Yeah.
That and Romans, just anything that Paul wrote. I love Paul so much.
Yeah.
That guy is so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, his whole story. He used to murder Christians and then all of a sudden became the Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the fact that, like, I don't know, with all of his downfalls and stuff, that, like, he was never worried about admitting. He was like, I'm a messed up person. I'm probably worse than anyone else here. Learn from me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really cool. That and the way that he connected with people. I think Geeks Under Grace, I think we emulate that a lot, or at least try to. He would take whatever was in the culture and use it and run with it. He talked about sports, which some people don't realize. They were naked, and he had to have watched them to know what was going on.
That's what the Olympics were then.
Yeah, and like all the statues, and I think that's Romans. He's talking about the unknown God. He says, "I know the unknown God."
Sorry, I know. I was trying to read what Patrick wrote, and for me to do that, I have to shift everything over, and so everybody just got a big bunch of craziness on their screen.
No,
My
I'll
apologies.
answer it. I'll answer, and then we could just wrap it up,
Yeah.
I guess.
We were starting to get to some really good stuff too.
I know, all the heavy questions
You
today.
all, hey, for real, you all feel free to write into us, and we'll address this stuff when we record Monday nights. We record every Monday night, okay? And we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Love
Just
it.
use the hashtag GUGcast.
G.U.G cast.
We'll check that every
G-Cast.
Yeah.
G.U.G.
We're not buggers
yeah.
around here. We're GUGers.
Anyway, my answer would probably be Psalms, just because, I mean, it sounds, I don't know, kind of simple, like, oh, Psalms, everyone loves Psalms, but I just love how it's, like, poetic, and I really like reading poems, and, like, sort of, like, the language that goes with that, metaphors, and all that stuff, so, and it's, like, just so long, you could kind of, there's a psalm for almost anything, really. There's the ones for crying out to God, there's the ones angry at God, there's the ones giving thanks to God, it's just really cool, so.
Yeah, there's so many
I'd
times,
just say Psalms.
and just to touch on Job real quick, I know we're running out of time, and I'm sorry, but to touch on Job real quick, people, a lot of people are like, man, I don't feel like I can be angry at God. And it's like, dude, you can totally be angry at God.
Yeah.
God's big enough to handle that. He's okay with you being angry at him, and he can deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cry out to him. It's we need that.
Absolutely.
I hate to wrap things up so much. Like, we were really starting to
know,
get some good stuff.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Thank you all so much for the good questions.
Absolutely. Who's up next?
Jamie.
Yeah, who is up
Jamie.
next? Okay.
James.
We do have a winner before we leave.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we
yes,
need to announce
yes.
the
Say
winner.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go
Drum
for it.
roll. We don't have a drum roll tonight. Oh, we got a drum roll. Is Allie Young.
Yay!
All right.
Unity. And she wins a copy of Yasemin.
Yasemin.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
I got that in a humble bundle.
Yes.
I haven't played it, but
Yeah.
No. You're not saying it right. That's not it. No. You gotta be more yeah.
Yeah.
awesome.
That's like hee-haw, hee-haw.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
I know nothing about Yasemin. Does anyone know what Yasemin is?
No idea.
No.
Well,
think
I'm
I-
sorry. I hope it's a great game. I'm
Let
sure it
us
just didn't
know.
do well because no one could pronounce it.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and play the video, and we will wrap things up. This was our last cast of the 72-hour live stream, folks.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for being so enthusiastic and asking questions and keeping us occupied while we were doing this for the last 3 days.
Indeed. It wouldn't be as much. I know from streaming on my channel and there only being one person in there, it's way more fun when there's people in the chat.
Yes,
It really
definitely.
is.
Definitely.
I agree. All right, so we're gonna quieten things down over here for about the next 90 seconds. Let this video play, and then you will see Jamie. Thanks, folks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
What's going on, geeks? I hope you are all enjoying the Twitch pledge drive. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Cody Armour. I'm one of the many volunteers here on staff at Geeks Under Grace. So in one of our promotional videos, I see you supporting Geeks Under Grace. You are helping impact the world. And so because that sounds so overly dramatic, I went and I checked the numbers just to see how many people Geeks Under Grace would actually be impacting if we were at full force. And I found that 130,000 people attended San Diego Comic-Con last year. And let's be honest, there would probably be so many more people there if they had the room. At New York Comic-Con, 160,000. And those tickets are expensive. Those are the diehards. And that is a lot of people. I can't imagine having that many people in one area, but this is the number that got me. 155 million Americans play video games on a regular basis. In fact, 80% of households own a video game console. And that's just gamers, one specific category of geekdom. Those are the people that with your donations, we can help reach out to with the gospel of Jesus Christ. I keep saying it, but Geeks Under Grace is a movement, and you can be part of that if you'd like to. If you haven't donated already, you can do so by going to youcaring.com/2016 Geeks Under Grace. And if you can't donate, we completely understand. We do hope that you stick around, hang out with us, talk to us in the chat. Just having you be here means the world to us. Thank you.